Six Nations, week number 3. It's been a week off, although not for all the players. Some guys have been in action during the break, especially Scotland will be feeling that one. But yeah, this is the first game of the week. It's France hosting Scotland. It's a game which is important for kind of different reasons for these two teams. You look at France, they're at 2 losses. And they're kind of staring down the barrel of a face-off with Italy for that wooden spoon. And based on that last performance, you wouldn't guarantee it's a victory for France. They've played one good half of rugby against Wales, and then the rest of it's been a bit of a shambles. And they do need to get their act together. For Scotland, you feel like they could have done better from their 2 games. They've had the 1 win and the 1 loss. The win was good, but they took the foot off the throat with Italy at the end. And with Ireland, they just had too many errors. They were kind of their own worst enemies in that game, and they need to get things improved after that performance. But these two teams are traditionally, at least in recent history, fairly close competitors. So you got France with 3 out of the last 5 games getting a win, but Scotland with 2. The average score over those 5 games is France 22, Scotland 20. So, yeah, in recent history, it's been pretty close. The one thing you would look at and say goes in France's favour is the fact that they haven't lost to Scotland in Paris since 1999. That's a long time ago. Trying to think back to what you were doing in 1999. Yeah, it's a very long time. So it would be a historic win for the Scots if they could do it, but history's not on their side. That being said, it's hopefully going to be a close game with some good action. There's a few changes for both sides. France have switched things around a bit. I suppose that's what they like to do when they're not in the best form. Ramos steps up from the bench to 15. He was actually kind of one of the better performers for France in that last game. Penaud is on one wing with Huget. Huget, who's always involved for whatever reason, good or bad, is on the left wing. Bastareaud and Fickou in the midfield, and Ntamack gets the start at 10. With Dupont at 9, he's up from the bench as well. Front row is unchanged. Poirot, Guirado and Bamba. Vahaamahina and Lambey are in the second row, so that's same. Lauret is in for Camara. Etienne and Picamoles, who are probably actually 2 of their better players over the tournament, are at 7 and 8. For Scotland, I mean, you look at the Scotland side and you're looking for names. Where's Hugh Jones? Where's Finn Russell? Where's Stuart Hogg? They're all out injured. Finn Russell did it in the domestic comp in France over the break, which is pretty unfortunate. It's a kind of thing like, why is he playing? But I suppose that's the price you pay when you play in France. So it is a changed lineup. Again, though, the front row is the same with Dale, McAnally and Bergen. Gilchrist and Grace stay the same in the second row. You got Magnus Bradbury at 6, in for Ryan Wilson. Jamie Ritchie at 7, Josh Strauss at 8. So it's a testament to the depth that they can, you know, I guess keep some of these players the same, but also switch them around when needed, because some of these guys were available before the tournament even started. Kinghorn moves up to 15 from the bench. Seymour sticks around on the right wing. Maitland's on the left wing. Pete Horn is your man at 10. Interestingly, Adam Hastings has to ride the pine. So, yeah, Pete Horn gets the nod there. Laidlaw's still at 9. I believe he played in France over the weekend as well. Last weekend. Sam Johnson continues on at 12. He's been on a good run. Nick Gregg is in for Hugh Jones at 13 because, yeah, he's out for the comp. So, yeah, it's much changed, but I still like that Scotland lineup despite all the guys that are missing. It'll be interesting to see how well they go without some of those kind of X-factor names. But I'm still kind of optimistic, but the bookies have still got the French by 6. 6 points for that one. I suppose history is kind of on the French side. How well they go, I guess, remains to be seen. Let's just hope that both sides can kind of pick up from last week, because like I said, Scotland, too many errors. France, the week before, I mean, just poor, and they need to get their act together, especially in a World Cup year. You don't need to be going in kind of this far underdone. But hey, with the French, man, like, they could finish wooden spooners in 6 Nations and still make a World Cup final. You just never know with those guys. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts on the lineups. As I said, I'll put them in the description. How do you think these teams are going to go? Do you think the bookies have got this right by leaning towards France by 6? Or do you think Scotland might get their first win in France in 20 years? But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.